How to find advisors for your startup business. You know what? I've even written a book on it. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it at no cost. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. All right. So when it comes to starting businesses, I've started 16 since I was 19. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world do this. It has never been easier and safer to go through and vet and define, is this a business I want to build? Is this something I want to invest the time and energy in? And how likely am I going to be being successful with this? And one of the key points of that, and we talk a lot about it in the book and in the course, is how can you build a rock star team of advisors? And you can do this with almost no cost or no cost at all. So when I talk about a team of advisors, remember, as the leader of your organization, even if you're an organization of one, you are accountable to make sure that you get everything done, that everything is done correctly and legally and right. But you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it all, you just have to make sure it gets done. And the thing is it, like I said, it's never been easier. And there is actually an army of people out there who are also a lot of times a solopreneur or in smaller practice that would love to help you, that want to help you, and that's actually part of their job, part of their business development. Most of these people are willing to give you an hour of their time on them at no cost, and they'll be able to go through and answer questions, and you'll be able to start asking questions to learn more about it. So the specific areas, and I'll talk through each one of these on a high level, is a small business focused accountant, a small business focused attorney, a small business focused banker, a small business focused insurance person, possibly a small business marketing person, possibly a real estate person, depending if you need them. So when we think about how we find those startup advisors, the first thing is, and usually the first step I suggest is with accountants. I found that a lot of accountants get almost a bad rap. Most of the accountants that I've known and that I work with are actually really fun, dynamic people. They just happen to do something that's very boring in my mind, and it's something that I'm not very good at. So again, I started my first of 16 companies when I was 19. I'm fairly dyslexic, and I still have 6 companies, so you ask me to fill out a government form, my eyes bleed, man. I hate it, and I'm not very good at it. And this has actually been a benefit because it forced me to make sure that I got somebody who was great at bookkeeping and setting up the structures and things like that in the right way that can advise me. So when we talk about a small business accountant, you need to find somebody, number one, that fits with your values, somebody who is in lockstep with who you are. Now, if you call up an accountant and they're like, yeah, no, I don't have time for you. Okay, good. They're not going to be your right person fit anyway. But if you find somebody say, hey, you know, I'd like to find an accountant. Can you help me with this? Or, excuse me, you talk with your accountant. Would you have 30 minutes to invest some time? Almost all of them will. The quality ones will, because they're looking to see if you're a fit with them and how can they be of value and how can they create a long-term relationship. Now, if you don't have anywhere to start, we talk about this a lot in the book and in the courses. But you can either go and find other people who are currently doing it and say, who do you have as an accountant? Do you like them? Worst to worst, you can start Googling small business accountant. But it's important you think small business for all these people, because there are 100 different types of accountants, from full audit to mergers and acquisitions to all sorts of things. You want somebody who specializes in this space, not somebody who just does home, residential tax work or something. And this is where you can come up with asking them specific questions. And we talk again about how to specifically interview an accountant to do this. Now, I've found that I think a lot of times an accountant is a great place to start because accountants are really good at knowing a lot of other people. And as such, excuse me, I'm fighting a cough. You can ask them and say, hey, who else do you know out there that I should be talking with? Now, sometimes they may even have referrals of people who are currently in the business. You can ask, how many clients do you have that would be about my size? If they say, I don't have any, they're probably not a good fit. But they say, oh yeah, about 80% of my clients are small business owners. Man, you're probably right in. And then you can start to say, what other professionals could I be looking for? Who else should I be talking to? And as such, usually it's like, okay, do you have a good small business banker you like? Now again, or excuse me, we'll start with attorney, small business attorney. You know, I don't want somebody who's a great divorce attorney or real estate attorney. I want somebody who really understands maybe general practice, but probably is ideally great at small business in general, that can come in and give you the advice. Even if these people cost a little bit more, they're going to be much, much more efficient, and it'll actually cost you less in the long run. So more in the hourly rate perhaps, but usually less in what they're actually charging. And I personally like going to smaller firms, maybe one-off shops or one or two people. The big firms tend to be very, very expensive. They're specialized, they're good at what they do, but they can be expensive. Then now you start to have an attorney and a banker, okay, and you can start leaning on both of them. What banks do you like? Not all banks are the, you know, and we've done videos on this channel, so please check these videos out on attorneys and banks and accountants. But again, we want to find a banker who understands small business and makes loans to small businesses, or at least can help guide and structure with where you should be going. And then we will lean into an insurance person, depending on the exposures you have and the types of things, but having a good, healthy small business insurance person. Each one of these people in these areas, again, I don't personally understand it, but accountants love the books and keeping all that stuff up. Attorneys love making sure you keep your ass out of trouble. Bankers love to figure out, is this a good financial bet and how can we make you successful? And insurance people love saying, yeah, let's make sure we're out of trouble, keep you out of trouble. And we, again, there's other videos on this and in the course, but like the insurance people, I love the 3 questions of, okay, Miss Insurance Agent, what are the things I absolutely positively have to be legal? What are the things I should have to stay out of trouble? And what would be the things that would be nice to have? Because you have to help manage this. But the point is that when you build this entire group around you, you have an amazing team of advisors. And all of them should invest energy in you before you've even started the process, before you've given them a dime, before you've invested any money in starting your business. So to me, this is the best way to do the advisory work, or find advisors for your startup. Now, there are a few other places that you can go, and how good these people are can be a little dubious. It's up to you. You're going to have to vet them. You're going to have to interview them. But most universities have some sort of business incubator, or they'll have some sort of startup help within the university. So a lot of times you can do some smiling and dialing and look around on the internet and see what you can find there. Sometimes your local chambers of commerce will have that. And other times there just may be incubators or startup groups within your community. Start going to those areas. Start finding the startup groups and just go and talk to people. And of anything, they can help maybe put you onto a great small business accountant or a small business attorney. So again, if you had questions or you're interested, you're welcome to go to aspiringsolopreneur.com. And like I said, we have a whole course there. Please let us know if you have any questions or notes. And if we can be of value, don't be afraid of reaching out. Check out some of the other channels, subscribe, keep smiling.